Day 13, consistency. Embrace new beginnings. Too often, we let the weight of past mistakes and missed opportunities hold us back. But every day is a chance to a fresh start and to embrace the possibilities ahead and to create something new. Don't let yesterday's challenges define tomorrow's successes. The road ahead is full of promise, but it requires you to focus forward. It requires you to let go of what no longer serves you. Growth comes when we learn from the past, but refuse to live in it. Think about it. How often are we scared of letting go of things that aren't even serving us anymore? Jobs, relationships, people, just these things that no longer have a use in our life or that are draining us and holding us back, but we're too afraid to let it go. How many times do we let mistakes that we made in the past identify us? Let a moment that might have happened in an hour, a day, a year define 30, 40, 50 years of our lives? How often does it seem we're more committed to our past than our future because our focus and our mind is always on it? I challenge you. Which one are you more committed to? Your future and what's coming ahead, what's coming tomorrow, or your past? The past has its purpose for good memories and learning lessons. Like I said, growth does come from learning from your past, but we have to refuse to live in it. We have to not let that be the final chapter, the end of our story. We don't have to let that be our defining moment. We can have positive defining moments or flip negatives into positive. That negative thing that happened was your defining moment that pushed you forward to new heights, to new possibilities, to a new life, a new identity, a new passion. Our setbacks are sometimes our breakthroughs. That's something to keep in mind. It's our launching pad. Sometimes you have to go back. Sometimes you have to stumble in order to get your footing right, in order to learn how to properly walk. You have to be pulled back in order to be shot forward sometimes. So think about that with your past mistakes. Stop holding on to that baggage. You don't have to carry everything in life that you've been through. It's okay to let some things go. It's okay to cut the ropes on some things because it's just slowing you down. It's holding you back. It's keeping you from where you need to be. It's keeping you for those new doors you need to go through, those new people you need to meet, that new connection that you need to, have, that new purpose, that whatever God intended for you that you need to accomplish. But you're still holding on to yesterday's. Some people even hold on to yesterday's good news too much. Yesterday's newspaper will become tomorrow's fish wrap. Like whatever was awarded and historical and new yesterday, today, we might still celebrate it, but tomorrow and as the days go on, oh, that's old news. That's literally a saying for a reason. Like, think about the sayings of life. Like, why are they sayings? It's because we're accustomed to them. They come up so much that they've just became sayings that normal humans will use in order to communicate something that might be totally different. So think about that. Stop holding on to these things. Stop letting the weight of the past mistakes hold you back from what's intended for you. If you're holding on to something, it's hard to reach for something new that you deserve because you only have so much distance you can cover. And, in order to grab that new thing that's meant for you, that is going to be good for you, you have to let go of the old. And it could be something you loved. It could have been something that you poured a lot of hours in, a lot of years into. And that can be somebody, a human form, a person. That can be a job. That can be a business. But, there's new possibilities and there's a promise. There's always a promise for a better tomorrow. And sometimes you have to go down the road that's not marked. And it's scary because there's no signs. You're not used to it. You never went down it. You might not even have a GPS. You don't know where you're going. But sometimes that road is better than the road that does have a sign that says bridge out ahead. And yeah, you're fine now, but you know whether it's the next mile or the next 20 miles that you're not going to be able to go anymore because the bridge is down. How are you going to get across? So keep this in mind as you're on your journey, as you're on your road to success, you're on your road to happiness, you're on your road to the life you want. Is sometimes there's detours, sometimes there's accidents, sometimes you blow a tire, sometimes your engine's messed up, sometimes you need to pick somebody up and give them a ride to the next town. Sometimes, all these things will happen on your journey, on your road to the destination, and you have to figure out how to overcome it. You have to figure out the best decision to make in that moment. And sometimes it serves you to forget about the gas station that you stopped at 50 miles back because they didn't have a bathroom and they had horrible customer service, and you got a bag of chips and it was actually expired without you knowing. And not holding to that, because within the next 50 miles, you're going to stop at another gas station that's better, that they come and fill up your gas for you, that their prices are cheaper, it's friendly and inviting, they have terrific customer service. Not sure if that analogy makes sense, but there's always better ahead, and there's always bad in the present, in the past. It's just part of your story. It gives you something to talk about. It gives you something to laugh about when you're 80 years old, telling stories to your great grandkids and grandkids. And, they're asking you, Grandpa, Grandma, tell me a story, or tell me about a time when you were in your 20s. Tell me about a time when you were in college. Tell me about a time when you were young. Tell me about your experience. And that's the thing, is everything that happens to us in life is just part of our story. It's part of what makes you unique. It makes you important. And yeah, you might never be, famous. You might never be a celebrity. You might never be global. You might never be talked about. But to your family, to your immediate family, you might be all that. To your, local community, you could be all that. But if you don't go through anything, you won't have any stories to tell. Think about it. There's never really any just this happened, everything was positive, and it was a great story. And great stories can come from some bad times, and you can look back and laugh on it. And sometimes you can laugh at it as soon as, while you're still in the moment. Like, oh man, I made a bad mistake, and me and my friends, we were doing something we were not supposed to do, and we got caught and we got arrested, but it was fun because I was with my brothers. Like, I was with my bros. Like, you can look at it and laugh, and you might get a misdemeanor or something, but you laugh it off and it comes off your record and you move on. I don't want to say other stuff, but, I don't want to condone cheating in relationships and stuff like that. But, that could have taught you how to be better in your next relationship. It could have taught you what to watch out for in your next relationship. It was negative why it happened. And if you did it, you probably feel horrible. And if it happened to you, you definitely, feel like, man, I was betrayed. I lost, trust for that person. But for your next significant other, or the person you end up marrying, maybe it makes you think of that relationship and you're more purposeful in it and you're more diligent in it. And now you have a thriving relationship with that person. And that's who God or the universe intended you to be with. And that temporary person that you loved or thought you loved, when you were 22 was just the breakthrough and the pain you needed for the person you're with at 28. And now you're starting to birth children and have kids with and build a life with. So was that past hurt, trauma, pain worth it in the grand scheme of things when you really think about it? Did you learn a lesson? If you learned a lesson, it was beneficial. And here's the thing, all loss, all pain, there's a lesson in it. As long as you continue not to keep making the same mistakes and keep trying to learn the next lesson, eventually, let's just say, don't do that. But I just challenge you to think, are you more committed to your future and what's coming down the line? Or are you committed to your past and holding on to all this baggage, holding on to all this weight, all the past mistakes, beating yourself up, basically waking up every morning putting on a 100-pound weight vest because you're unable to let go of it and move forward and learn from it? I hope this resonated. I hope this made sense. And I hope you're able to take something from this. Peace and blessings on the journey.